Time to set up. Let's get the show rolling. All right, so I finally got set up, and I'm sharing a table here with my buddy Jared, his friend Bobby. I thought I would have plenty of space to put my stuff. You know how that goes. Always have more than what you think. But we got a little bit of everything here. Got a couple of these Mario statues that hold a DS or a game here. This is really cool. Pretty rare. This thing's mint. Got a bunch of arcade marquees. This is Capcom sticker, new old stock from probably the 80s from an arcade. Bunch of marquees. Double Dragon 3 there. Got some more t-shirts. And a bunch of games. Stuff back there. There's an action set. And then here we got Gaming Off the Grid. We got Brian. Got Wes. They're set up here. You guys gonna make it?
We're gonna make it, I think.
Yeah, so that's about it. I'm getting ready for VIPs coming in soon, so fingers crossed. Now it's time to just walk around and maybe I can make some deals, find something that was on my list. Looking for some ColecoVision games, and I'm just not seeing any. We got the shirts this year. Here's shirts from previous years. It's like they're setting up for tournaments. Those are cool. Oh, wow. Nice little Power Glove here. No price on that. Some people aren't even set up yet. That's not good.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
You know if there's anything you like.
Okay. Any ColecoVision stuff?
I had it at home. I just didn't have the cables for it. The later system that fits the click on the tower.
Oh, I'm looking for.
Or are you looking for games?
Looking for games.
Oh, games. NES and up.
Gotcha.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
He's got the good stuff. Cool.
See if everybody else thinks I got the good stuff. Got some shoes. More people that haven't set up yet. Man, they're going to have some work to do. A lot of stuff, just not what I'm looking for. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, you can turn that on. It's screaming to you. So, there. It's that and the 2 buttons.
Wow. That's actually almost playable.
It is. I've gotten through like 5 levels.
That's not bad.
It's hard. It's hard.
$29.
Yeah. KB Toys, right?
Damn.
I remember when KB was closing and all that stuff was getting clearanced out.
Yeah, I must have missed that day. We have the mayor of Mogamecon, Mr. Ben Bizzle.
Hello, how are you guys doing today?
So what do you think,
sorry
Ben?
for being a dick.
So what are you thinking? Gonna be a good day?
I think
Predictions?
it's going to be a great day, like it normally is. I think everybody's going to be super happy that they got a little more room to stretch out, so we hope everybody has a great time.
The complaints last year that smelled like mushrooms and cheese.
A little scent of Fermunda
Yes.
coming? Yeah.
A little fermented armpit. Ben basically brought the entire Filthy Games Room video game store. Look at this. My goodness. Yeah, he'll be eating lobster tonight.
Filming and filming.
Well, look who it is. Do you nerd in the flesh? What's up, guys?
You have some good stuff this year, or is it junk stuff?
It's not bad. I saved this just for you. It's at the low price of $650, which I've been told is a banger of a price.
If you're using that word, I think I know who told you that.
I get that one someday.
So at this point, we got about 1 hour left, and as you can see, it's getting pretty sparse. This is when all the deals are made. So far, I haven't made any huge deals last minute. I did do a couple about an hour ago, but for the most part, it's going to be kind of hit and miss from here on out. But overall, it was a pretty good day, and yeah, definitely glad I came. All right, guys, so there you go. I hope you enjoyed that footage from Mogamecon 8. It's something that I hadn't planned on doing. The last couple of years, I haven't made a video on Mogamecon, the few conventions that I had did, mainly because I kind of want to be a little more present and take it all in, enjoy it, and not have to worry about, did I get that perfect shot? Did I get enough footage? Did I talk to enough people? And oh crap, I forgot that, so now I gotta go back and redo that. Now it's too crowded. I would rather just kind of, again, just enjoy it. You're dealing with a lot of people. But I did get a couple comments in a community post asking if I was going to make a video, and I thought, you know what, why not? If a couple people want to see it, maybe a few more want to see it. So this is just kind of my take on it. I can't do it as good as other people that are there and not selling. People like Do You Nerd, who really can do this well. You know, if you want to see good footage of Mogamecon, go check out Do You Nerd's channel. They're going to put out a banger of a video. Now, before we get into what I picked up, and it was sort of a Grail item, not really, but something that I didn't expect to buy. I don't buy many things at these conventions anymore because my want list is very small, and I usually just don't find the few things that are on my list, but I did find something that was pretty cool. But before I get into that, I did want to talk about my thoughts on this convention versus last year. Now, if you went to last year's convention, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, it was a disaster. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about. This year was much better. The space was much larger. It was set up much better, but it was not perfect. The building was nice. It was in a nice area. But I did want to touch on 3 big things that I think the organizers should look into and change in order to make this more enjoyable for people in the future. So the first one is the venue itself. And I'm going to throw some stats out there for you. So there have been 10 conventions under the moniker Mogamecon. There have been 8, I guess you could call them larger conventions, and 2 small ones that they call juniors. And of those 10 events, there have been 5 different locations. What they are lacking is consistency. When you look at all the other big conventions out there, PRGE, Too Many Games, Midwest Gaming Classic, Long Island, all those other ones, all of those places have been in the same location, I would guess between 10 and 20 plus years. So people just know that's where it's at. It's very frustrating as a vendor, and I'm sure it is as someone who is an attendee, when you're constantly going from place to place to place. From this town, like it used to be 10 minutes from my house, now I'm driving sometimes 45 minutes. That's fine. But again, it's all over the place. And each time the setup is different. So you're kind of getting used to a new space each time. There's no consistency. And I think that you need that if you want to grow. You need to associate a certain place with this convention, and it needs to be a bigger place. If you can't fill it, that's fine, because eventually, if it gets better, the people will just come. If you build it, you will come. You need a space that will accommodate not only more vendors and more guests, but in the future, space for bigger cosplay and tournaments and common areas for people to hang out. Now, along those lines is number 2. The next biggest thing you need is an arcade. You have to have an arcade. You can't expect to pay $20 or $100 for VIP and not get an arcade. People are flying in from other states. They expect an arcade. They have been to other conventions. They know what to expect. To them, this is a swap meet. And they're right. You have to have an arcade. I was at a convention a couple years ago. That was in Kansas City. It was a first year convention. They had an arcade. Now, it wasn't massive, but it was 2 different spaces, and they made it work. They had arcades, they had a couple of pinball, and they even had like 5 dance rhythm games that people loved, and it was always packed. They even allowed people to come in after hours. They left the doors open and were able to secure the space and let people come in and just do that, or play like board games, D&D, things like that. This is something that this convention is sorely lacking. I think if you have an arcade and it can grow, then you can look into maybe doing 2 days. And that way, if people are just need downtime and they've seen the floor already, they can come back and just do the arcade or let the kids do that. You have to have it, and it's something that you have to work on. This is a must. The last thing you need is food options. People kept coming up to me and saying, I had no idea there wasn't going to be any type of food here. In the past, they have had different venues that did offer food. There's food trucks that were at the college years before that. You need a place for people to either get a soda, a bottle of water, or a beer, and you got to have food. If somebody would have had a hot dog truck in the parking lot of this place, they'd have made like 10 grand. Easily.
Lie detector determined you are telling the truth.
Because people just didn't expect that. Now, I did. I brought a sandwich, just made a ham sandwich and brought a bag of chips because I knew. But there were a lot of people doing DoorDash, and then it was confusing because you could hear names called, but you couldn't understand or hear what they were saying due to the noise. So you gotta have space enough to fit food options or have that built into the venue. Again, these are just things that you need to have if you're going to run this thing that you call a convention. If it's going to be a full-blown con, you got to have food, you got to have an arcade, and you got to have a very big, large space that can grow. Now, like I said, this was a better experience, but it could be much, much better. And I know that they can improve on this. I don't think it's that difficult. I get it. There's a lot going on here. I'm just saying all this stuff, but I don't understand how all this works out. But I think it's something that if you want people to come, if you want this to be a success, if you want it to grow, and if you want it to be even a top 10, top 15 con, whether that's your goal or not, I still think it should be your goal, because if you want to put these on, you want people to like it. You want people to come. You got to make it better or they won't come. All right, so what did I end up picking up at Mogamecon 8? Well, it's no shocker. I did find a complete in-box ColecoVision game. I said that in the footage that's what I was looking for. I was also looking for some Switch games, but I did not find those. Now, at first, I didn't see any ColecoVision games, and then I was notified that a guy just to my right, who had already asked if he had any, had actually put some out after I had went by there. So I went there, and he happened to have 3 games: Rocky, he had War Games, and he had Spy Hunter, the Bally Midway Classic. I mean, look at this artwork. Does have everything, the manual, the overlays, even has the original K's merchandise sticker on there, which I haven't decided if I'm going to pull off yet, because I don't know if I can get it off without damaging it. I knew it was rare and I knew it was pricey, but I didn't know quite how much it was worth. So he had $100 on it. The box was a little beat up, as you can see, not that bad. There's a slight bit of fading, I think, but the artwork is incredible, and I've always loved this game. So I walked away just kind of thinking about it. It was always in the back of my mind. And I went back later and it was still there. And I said, what is your, I don't want to take it home price? And he said, $80. He said, this has been to so many cons and it's never sold. And he said, I would gladly unload it for 80 bucks. And I was like, you got a deal. I then checked price charting, which I didn't do all day. And I realized this game is a $232 game complete. Now, obviously that's based on condition. There's currently like 3 on eBay, 2 for $300, and 1 for $399. So to get this thing with all 4 of the overlays, the manual, and the cart in amazing condition, the box is, I would still say, very good considering its age. I'm just ecstatic, and it plays awesome. It's a little bit slower, but the music, that classic theme song, oh my God, it's incredible. I'm so glad I bought it, and if I ever decided to get rid of it, I'm not going to lose any money. I know that for sure. It was a very smart move, and I'm so very happy that I found it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Really hope you enjoyed that footage, and I really hope the organizers take the suggestions that I made to heart if they do watch this. They may not even watch it, but again, this is coming from a place of love. I've been to this convention for, I mean, almost every single one. I think I missed the first one because I didn't even know it existed back then, but it's something that I would like to continue going to and being a part of. But there are just some things that are lacking that I think can be fixed and improved upon. I did also want to thank all the people that came by my table to say hi or to buy something. It was just really amazing that, you know, you can interact with all these different people that have the same love of video games and talk with them. And it was also really fun hanging out with my buddy Jared, who I shared a table with, and his friend Bobby. And I had Gaming Off the Grid, Wes, and Brian Newland next to him. It was incredible just to have guys that you could just literally bounce something off of, like, hey, my price tag fell off, what does this go for? Or do you have an extra bag to put something in? It's just so amazing to have people in your corner that can help you out at a convention like that. And if I was surrounded by total strangers, it just wouldn't be the same. And I had a blast hanging out at the after party at the Airbnb that with so many other content creators, like, I'm sure I'm going to forget some, Do Nerd, Waves and Games, Gaming Off the Grid, Cooppola Nerds, Chris Pico, who was the old-ass gamer, I think, or I'm not sure what he is now, 8-Bit Glitch 79, Midwest Media Show, Telesplash Gaming was there, Captain Algebra. Just, it was amazing. So much fun, and, you know, every year it gets just more fun hanging out. It's like what I look forward to the most is get the con over with so we can go back and just have a blast hanging out and having a few beers and just swapping stories. It was just so much fun. So, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. I will catch you on the next one, guys. Thanks so much for watching.